Hello everyone. Welcome back to this channel. This time, we're going to discuss some leaks I've come across, which seem very exciting. Alright, let's not waste any time and get right into it. So, I've found a very interesting leak, which is about Sparkle SP, or what we can call Hanami. This information contains the preliminary kit of Hanami that I got from an anonymous source. So, it's still unknown whether this is credible or not. Therefore, don't believe this leak right away and leave some room for skepticism. And since this is a preliminary kit, it's very possible that it will change once it enters the beta stage. Even so, this preliminary kit can give us a little idea of what Hanami's kit might look like. Okay, so Hanami is a sub-DPS character with the elation path and fire element. And first of all, let's start with Hanami's skill. Hanami's skill is quite unique because it has 3 modes, and all 3 are different depending on how many skill points are consumed. Yes, this is the reason why Anon Leak said that Sparkle will become the best in-slot support for Hanami. First mode, for SP, Hanami increases damage by a certain value and performs a blast attack that ignores up to 100% of the enemy's def or res afterward. Hanami gains 10 stacks of Bakuri mark. Second mode, 8 SP, Hanami increases damage by a certain value and performs an AoE attack with an additional blast strike against random enemies. Just like the first mode, this attack also ignores 100% def or residential and grants 30 stacks of Bakuri mark. Third mode, 12 SP, if Hanami consumes 12 SP when using her skill, she increases damage by a certain value and performs an AoE attack. If her total Bakuri stacks exceed 50, the excess stacks will be consumed to unleash an additional attack, dealing AoE fire damage to all enemies and ignoring 100% def or res. So, Hanami's skill attack will become AoE if it consumes at least 8 skill points. And the 12 skill point consumption is just crazy. How are we supposed to get 12 skill points? Even if there's Sparkle and Archer in the same team, the maximum skill point limit we can get is only 9. Does this mean Hanami will also provide an additional limit for skill points? And of course, the answer lies in Hanami's talent. For her talent, when Hanami is in the team, the maximum number of skill points increases to 6. For every 2 skill points consumed, Hanami gains additional Bakuri stacks. If skill points are used by other characters, Hanami's crit damage increases by a certain value for each consumption. When there are 2 or 3 characters with the elation path, or specific related characters, each will gain additional mark stacks per turn. Well, honestly, I don't quite understand and am a little confused by this talent. First, does Hanami increase the total skill point limit to 6, or does she add 6 skill points, making the limit 11? Because if the first one is correct, it means Hanami only adds 1 skill point limit, which wouldn't be enough to reach 12 skill points to use her third skill mode. Even with Sparkle and Archer combined, the skill point limit would only be 10. Yeah, this is quite confusing. Next is Hanami's ultimate. Hanami creates a domain and performs an AoE attack, dealing fire damage to all enemies. A Bakuri box is generated behind the enemy's positions. It will trigger each time an ally performs a basic attack, skill, ultimate, FUA, or charge attack. Each instance of damage ignores 100% of the enemy's def or residential and regenerates 4 skill points for the team. Yeah, maybe the Bakuri box mechanic will be similar to the Bond AoE attack in Currency Wars, which adds 2 blue orbs beside enemies that deal damage when attacked by allies. However, this is pretty insane if the Bakuri box can regenerate 4 skill points for every instance of damage. Most likely, there will be a limit, maybe 3 times or a few instances. And one interesting detail appears in the description: charge attack. Wait, charge attack? Is this a teaser that the elation path will introduce the charge attack mechanic? Because until now, charge attacks can only be used by bosses, and no playable character has ever used one. Or maybe this is just a typo, And what's actually meant is joint attack, like Castor's enhanced skill and Aglia's enhanced basic attack? We still don't know. Then there's another ability Hanami has, called unique passive. Yes, you heard that right, unique passive. I don't know whether this will be similar to Castor's global passive or like Cyrene's special buff. This unique passive has the following effect. When Hanami is in the team, all allies' damage increases based on the total number of Bakuri marks accumulated. All allies gain the lucky surprise status, upgrading their abilities. Hunt characters' skills become blast type. Follow-up attack type abilities can trigger up to 3 consecutive attacks without charging. Shield type abilities gain counter damage. This effect triggers once per character per turn and reactivates afterward. It deactivates if Hanami is defeated. Yeah, if we look at Hanami's unique passive, it's crazy. Because Hanami can make hunt characters, who are originally single target, become blast type. You could say Hanami upgrades hunt characters into destruction type ones, although only their skill changes to blast. Not only that, follow-up attacks from allies can also be triggered repeatedly, even without consuming charge. Yeah, it's similar to Bond follow-up attacks in Currency Wars, where follow-up characters can keep triggering their attacks endlessly. Unfortunately, there's still no information about Hanami's traces and eidolons. But with Hanami's kit like this, will Patch 4 later focus on Hunt and Elation? Because there was a leak from Uncle Ken who said that Blade SP will also become a Hunt DPS with follow-up attacks. And will Hanami's arrival make Fascia meta again? However, you must remember, all of this is still a preliminary kit and also comes from an anonymous source, so don't believe it too easily. Alright, that's all for now, everyone. So what are your thoughts on this leak? Write your opinions in the comments section. And don't forget to share this information with your friends who also play Honkai starrail. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on other important update. See you in the next update.